Hey there gardeners, Chris here from Steading. Why am I yelling? Well, I've got my earmuffs on because I'm about to use some power tools and I don't need to lose any more hearing. However, the job today is to put up some supports for our Bougainvillea setup that we put in just the other day. And essentially what I've got with me is I've got my big Bosch 18-volt drill. This is massive overkill, I think, probably for me as a home DIYer. However, there was a great deal on the drill and driver, and it came with the 8-amp batteries. So I got 4 8-amp batteries, 2 by Redemption. This thing is an absolute monster, and I'm going to be using that for drilling. And I've got my little 12-volt driver here. This is the little GDR 12-volt 105. This also comes in a set with both the driver and the drill. And I love this little thing, but sometimes more power is better. And this, just for reference, is the old GSB 18-volt 150C. And like I said, it's got way more settings than I've even really explored. Even got a hammer drill, really cool bit of kit. What do I need these for? I want to put some metal screws through some Merbau little offcuts into the aviary here. We aren't using it for birds. We're not really bird people, but I want to get some support wires across. And I just figure I could just put some screws in and halfway sink them and then run the wire, or most of the way sink them, but leave a little bit free, and essentially just run the wire between them. But I feel like that'd be a bit ugly. However, thinking about this now, this could be quite ugly as well. So we're going to see how we go with it. Keeping the cost down, I've just got some Merbau little offcuts. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some down in the middle and some up here at the top on either side. And what we want to do is we want to go around 3 sides of this bed. Now the reason for the drill is I'm going to be using metal screws. I'm going to pre-drill those holes because if I don't, I'm going to split this timber. And yeah, it should be a fairly easy job, famous last words. And we'll see how we go. All my pieces are different sizes, so this is not the perfectionist's job. Offset holes because they are going to be drilled into that little bit there, and we're going to do 4 on this side, and then we should only need 2 on each of those angled kind of facings, and we'll just get a little creative with how we run the screws through to run the wire through them. So these are bigger ones, unfortunately. They're wider slats. We're going to use the more uniform ones on the side that's going to be most visible. You get to a bit of tear out sometimes, not where you've got the 2 pieces together, less tear out. The bottom piece you get tear out, make sure that's on the back. That way you get cleaner fronts, but it's going to be covered by the metal screws, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just using what I've got, so these are a more expensive self-tapping metal screw, roofing screw, but probably ideal for this kind of material. What else do we need? We also need to do all of our pieces. So it'll be a bit of a test to see whether these are split by our metal screws, because while we have pre-drilled those holes pretty good, and that's probably about perfect, the threads will still be biting into this a bit. So now I'm going to make sure I use the right pieces. So my good pieces on this more visible side from the house. Some heavier duty screws. So, little driver. Looks like this is actually a bit hardened. Now, it's not super straight. It's obviously not super solid because what it's screwed into, again, not super solid. However, what we're going for is just a nice, easy solution. And I'm not trying to do this video as a, look at this amazing job, look at how fancy it can be, look at how perfect it can be. What I'm trying to show is how achievable simple jobs can be. Now, obviously, the more stuff you do, the better you're gonna get, but buying yourself some power tools and just doing the simple jobs, particularly, you can save a bit of money here and there using your scraps, using everything you've already got. Get your plant support set up, all that kind of stuff. Try your little jobs. It'll be fun. You're gonna learn stuff. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna then learn from your mistakes and do better next time. And it's a really good growing experience that is just gonna make life more interesting, because seriously, it is so easy to fall into the trap these days of getting everything specially made and getting someone to do a lot of the jobs for you. A lot of them you can do yourself, and you'll have a much greater feeling of, I guess, enjoyment from doing it, and also in completing your tasks. Now, importantly, if you are a perfectionist, you should not be watching my channel, because I will drive you mental. No two ways around it. Small tip. This has obviously got 2 layers of metal. Only pre-drill one for a much tighter fit. If you pre-drill both, use a much smaller drill bit that I'm using. Normally you're concerned, like the way I'm doing it, not a good way. Normally you're concerned about keeping your washer intact, because that's what seals like the outer roofing layer, but because we're not doing that, it doesn't matter so much. And just keeping that heaps of pressure on it to try and get that screw to bite straight away is kind of the trick. Whew. And that is why you have your ear protection and eye protection on, because when you're really up close to these tools, even the little 12 volter, they're kind of loud, especially obviously one of these little drivers like this, which is driving that in. So by engaging my brain just a little bit, which I don't normally like doing, I have had a thought that maybe we can run our wire around these by backing them out a little bit. I'm just going to see if it works, because we do need to be a little bit careful. We're only driving those through a very thin layer of metal, and it's not necessarily going to work. What can basically happen is if we bring them out, put them back in, it's possible the hole will no longer really securely hold that screw, and then we're in trouble, because then we need to drill a new hole, and oh, it's just annoying. It's all gone terribly wrong with the wire, which is totally on me, but that's all right. What do you reckon? And obviously I'm gonna probably need to grab just a little bit of the plant wire just to start encouraging this bougainvillea up into this section, because what we want to do is we want to train it kind of up and around. We want it to take over, even go over the top, and that way the Bougainvillea is going to provide sun protection in that really hot summer weather. It'll have a really nice area to grow across, and then we can do something inside the aviary that does not include birds. So probably a fern or a Hoya or a orchid like garden or something like that, and just make it a nice little feature in the garden. Okay, so end result, as you can see here, we've got our very nice little climbing bougainvillea. I did pick one with a pretty nice branch already there, and it's got a couple of sub branches down the bottom that as they grow we should be able to train them up. And you can probably see here I've just used a little bit of the old rubber clad wire, gardening wire, that just makes it a little bit easier to get it all trained up, just as a starting point. We've got our supports, and we've just run the wire around them. A nice loop is a little bit more secure than just basically past them. And as you can see on this one here, I've done 2, and this runs around 3 sides. Not obviously having all the same size causes some issues. And let's be honest, if you wanted to do this a little bit better than I have, I'd use all pieces the same size, and you could probably even run them from the top all the way down to the bottom, or at least, like 60%, and the fixings would be what you run your wire off. So that is one way of doing it. You could also probably run your piece of timber from there across to there for a bit of a different look. But again, that kind of changes it a little bit. I don't know if it'd look better or not. And a bigger block of wood will bring it out a little bit from the aviary, because we've got a good bit of room behind there so that it can get under and really hold on. But yeah, it's not going to win any awards for artistic merit or anything like that. But the idea is just to get the old bougainvillea established nice and quickly, and that is also why we've got this planting box set up. And that's a separate video, but what you can basically see is these outer boxes, they can hold some standalone flowers, and then the center will just be that bougainvillea. So I can water it more easily, and I can give it some fertilizer, and it's just got a lot more good soil and compost there than the first one did.